Yahushai, Bashem Rikah, the water, Bashem Yahushai, Shalaki Yahawah, for my sins as I cry. Kolo Yahawah, Bashem Yahushai, water Yahawah, for the akin that you supply. Water Yahawah, for the aquaf that comply. Kolo Yahawah, Bashim Yehoshai, Babakashai Yahawah, for all the time. Babakashai Yahawah, for your mercy every time. Kolo Yahawah, Bashim Yahushai, Wada Yahawah, for your mercy all the time. Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Obadiah, Yahweh. And I want to tell you, I love when the Father does what he does, the way he does it. YAHAWAH Shem Yoshai. Father said to me, couldn't sleep well last night, didn't get much sleep at all. He said, Obadiah, Northern Kingdom servant, get your ass up. I need you to speak 2 chapters. 2nd Esdras chapter 14 and Isaiah chapter 45. So the Lord says do, I will obey, and just get up and go do. And that's what it's all about. No arguments, no situations where I'm gonna be bucking up. I'm just gonna get on up and gonna get on out and do it. And that's just where it goes. So man, I tell you, it's been interesting. You know, he has me scheduled to do a lesson tomorrow, and that lesson is going to be past. It'll be pre-prologue to what I'm going to be doing right now in a few minutes here. But you know, he told me, he said, you know, I need you to get up, and I need you to get to this, and I need you to go ahead and get this information out. The lesson that is coming up tomorrow that he has me scheduled to do is Yahawah Bashem Yahushai has predetermined all things formed from the foundation of the creation. And it leans heavy on everything that we're really dealing with right now in the world. And I understand why the Most High is having me do this. I mean, it's no mystery to me in terms of what the message is and the method is behind why he wants me to do this information and bring this out in the way that I have to. So I mean, I don't have any problem or any qualms about it at all. You know, because I'm just like this. Foundationally, when he tells me to get up and do something, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And that's the nature of the way the situation has to go. And I believe that in our hearts, all of us that are really predetermined and pre-scheduled to do things for the Most High and to honor what he wants us to do, we're just going to do it. You know, it's just there's no bones about it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do it. We're going to bring it out, and we're going to operate in that fashion. And and I'm what somebody has to say about it, or whether they feel one way or another, because at the end of the day, the Most High is like, look, you serve me. You don't serve man. I put man in a position for you to give information through him, but you still serve me, and that's what's important. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it in that fashion because that's what YAHAWAH trying to say. But I'm not going to take too long on this commentary because this is real important. Let me just say this part, because this is what he had me up all night with, and I thought I was going to get some rest, but this is not our rest, so I don't expect to get any at this point in time, right? I always like to put this question out there, and I think I should because it's important that it gets addressed. We are a creation of the Most High. We are one of a multitude of the creations that He has fashioned. The Father Himself is the anchor, and He's the anchor, and He is the author and the finisher of everything. He put YAHAWAH in that role. He created YAHAWAH. He put YAHAWAH in the role of our deliverer. But if you will notice, everything that the Most High YAHAWAH has invented, it all is anchored back to His original power, which is beyond the scope of what we can completely understand. So when Yahweh has, through YAHAWAH, well up in my spirit that we're not giving Him the discernment and the due diligence that He's expecting. I'm talking about the Father, in terms of who He put in charge of everything and how He's operating in that fashion. Example, I'm speaking and I'm not being vague. I like to be very clear about this. The Most High Himself, the ever existing, cannot explain how it is possible to be ever existing in the way that He is, the self-existing, sovereign, almighty YAHAWAH, is the anchor of everything that exists, can exist, does exist, will exist, and is going to exist. Point blank, period. He put us in a position where we're involved in the process of participation in the prophecies that He set forth from the beginning and to the end, that has already been determined. These particular precepts and these scriptures will be brought out, if not completely at this particular time, they will be brought out in the lesson to come for tomorrow. But it's interesting, when I was watching a multitude of lessons from the brethren and the apostles and everyone that was bringing things out during this time period, this cycle, there seemed to be an overtone of unsurety in terms of the way that some of the information is being presented in reference to who is controlling everything and how things are laid out in advance, predestined to be controlled, and how they should be expounded upon in terms of speaking about the way things are already determined. It's just, like I said, it's going to lead into the lesson that is also tomorrow. And what I'm trying to say here is real simple. Do we, as a chosen people, a set apart people, okay? In Deuteronomy chapter 7:6, the Father says that we are just the nations. Now, in that context of us being set apart from the rest of the nations, we're not geared or made like the rest of the nations. And I'm not talking about the physicality of our metabolism. That's not where I'm going. I'm saying that we're a special people to the Father. And really you see that whoever's special gets treated in a chastisement type process, which shows the level of love that he has for us if you can receive it. But here's the thing that we really got to get a grasp on. The rest of the nations, if you go to the table of 18 nations, the rest of the nations opposite the chosen that came through the line of Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob, of course, Faxad and on back Seth and Adam and what have you, the Adamic line. Okay, I don't want to belabor the point, but what I'm saying is the rest of the nations of the world that the Father created, but like in Second Esdras when he talks about and we'll get to that, all of them that come of Adam, even though they're of Adam, they're not of the chosen seed. Okay, that's fine. We got this. Roughly paraphrased. Everything that they're doing is what they're supposed to be doing because they're predetermined and they're pre-programmed to do that. And their participation is what's important because that's what's being controlled by the Most High Yahawah. He controls absolutely everything. And so their participation and our participation is in that process. We are completely already been determined. Everybody that is going to be selected, elected, or whether you are going to be predetermined as a 2/3 or 1/3 or the rest of the nations or whatever you are, it's already been determined. Everything has already been set up. You can't take anyone out of the truth. You can't put anyone in the truth. So your involvement is from a participation perspective in terms of what the control is. And I want to talk about that in more detail in the next lesson. And I'm going to give you the coin phrase he gave me for that as well. I'm not going to spoil it and give it to you now, but I'm just trying to give you to understand this. If you don't believe, or if you have a problem or struggling with the fact that Yahawah, the Father, has all total control of all agendas on all sides, and every little inkling of what is going on is under his complete control. And if you have a problem in not receiving that that's what he is done and he is doing right up here, you see that name, that name's on top for a reason. Now, being that that's the case, that sacred name follows the sacred language, the Lashon Kodash, and it follows should be put first. Just like he says, he's always got to be put first. He's first. The language he provided and he invented and he gave us, and down through his son, who he put in command and management of everything, he comes first. Even Yahawashi is telling you the Father comes first. So, in lieu of knowing all this, if you are speaking in terms where you have a duality of your understanding, a duality, meaning the Father's all powerful and he's the anchor of everything that is invented and created that he put Yahawashi in charge of. But if you think that there's another power that can be operating opposite the Most High and in contention with Yahawah, the Most High, and you're talking about you believe in two powers, two gods, two ultimate all-powerful gods, if this is what you do. And it's not so much that I think that people actually believe that, maybe some do, but it's what you say. It's what comes out of your mouth. What did Yahawashi say? Not what goes in the man defiles him, but what comes out of him that makes him defiled. If you know that you're taking in the truth that the Most High is the anchor of all existence in terms of the power, because he invented everything, even his son, who he invented and brought into existence, spoke into existence. If you know everything's anchored back to Yahawah, and you don't even speak in those respectful terms at a high level, but you do qualify in bringing Yahawashi forward in terms of the language that you're supposed to, right? But what is this thing that the Spirit that the Father's put on individuals to talk about Esau being the devil that the Father made him to be, and then the spirit of I guess I call it aggravation about what this devil's doing, the spirit of being I don't know, disturbed by what this devil's doing. I'm trying to get, I'm praising and worshiping and praying. I'm praising, worshiping and praying. I'm praising, worshiping and praying to the Father to clear my understanding in why he has us at times bigging up the devil Esau as though he's a power that the Father ain't controlling. Now, when I did that lesson where you saw the two hands, the hand of the Father, and then the two hands underneath that had the puppet strings, what did you interpret from that image? Did you see YAHAWAH controlling the puppetized Esau and all of the little minions operating in that capacity? Or did you see the Father's hand controlling YAHAWAH's hands, controlling the puppetized entities that he's created in the world system to do what they're doing? What I'm asking is very simple. How is it that you can not speak in determining factual, hardcore faith about the Father and what he's doing and everything he's totally already determined before the foundation of existence? He's already set it up. There's already in. I mean, for Most High's sake, you got Revelation, which is the end of the book. Who wins? At the end of the last verse in Revelation, in the book of Revelation, who won? It's already stated. Everything is already stated and determined. Why are you scared? No, can't say scared. Well, maybe you are. I don't know. Are you that afraid of the Most High, or who are you afraid of? Is it Esau? What is it that's got you shook to the point where you can't understand the Father has already determined everything? He already controls everything, and he's already set in motion everybody that's going to get what they're going to get. MOTB, if you getting that, he set it up already. You ain't getting out of it. You already set. I don't care what you say. Everything. If you're going to get the jump set, you're going to get them. If you're going to be dispatched from this particular fallen system before everything kicks off with Jacob's trouble, you're going to be dispatched. If you're going to go through and drink a certain portion of the cup, or a lot of the cup, or a couple of sips of the cup of wrath, it's already been determined. Why can't you speak in those terms? That the Father controls everything. Start foundationally from there. That's it. You have to start from there. If you don't believe he controls absolutely everything that's going on, and he's already made a determination about everything that's going to happen, because he's already said that's what prophecy is. He told you that he set prophecy forward, and it's already been set in motion. And at the end of prophecy in Revelation, you see that everything is done. So, what is the problem with regulating that information right? Yes, you got to do your prophecies, you got to do your teaching, you got to do your lessons, but you should be factoring it around the fact that the Father is controlling absolutely everything. We don't hear that with anybody. Who's saying that? And who's bringing it out more and more and more and over and over and over and over without any stop to it? Who's doing that? I mean, how could you, why are you doing this, or why are you even in this, or why did he even select you if you don't believe that he controls absolutely everything he's created? There's nowhere in the word that you can tell me that in the truth, in the scriptures, in the precepts, in the book of remembrance, in the Tanakh and the Torah, that you can't tell me that he has not total control of everything. So, what is the dilemma with the fact that he made these devils to be what? Vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, and others that are associated with the same premise. They are made to destroy things. So why are you surprised when this is what they're doing, which is their job, to do that? And in the process, you don't give them any more credence or power than what Yahweh said they should get. And we're going to read it in these 2 chapters. Because this is crazy. That you can sit up here and know that the Father controlled and already predetermined everything, already set it up. You can't change it. I can't change it. Even Yahawaah ain't changing it. But you got a problem with these devils? You should be praising, worshiping, and praying and celebrating that they're doing this stuff they're doing because we getting out of here because of that. And if you can't get to that, then what are you doing? When the apostles say, you know, a lot of us don't know what we're really getting into or what we have been put into or what we're into. They're right. You don't know what you're into if you don't believe that Yahweh is the creator of everything that exists, and he's all powerful to the degree that we can't even imagine how powerful he is. And there's nothing that's not under his control that he has not already determined, including me and you. In any capacity. And all the rest of the devils you talk about, and all the rest of the Edomites, and all the rest of the Hamites, and all the rest of the Amorites, and the Moabites, and all of the rest of the nations, he's already determined everything that's going to happen to all of them. You can just go back to history when all of the kingdoms that went down. He all took them down. He said they won't go down, they went down. We don't give times and dates, but we're telling you it's already determined. And if you don't believe that, then why are you doing this? Why does he even have you doing this? And if you're unsettled with the way he's doing it, that even presents more of a problem for you. If you're unsettled with the way that he's tearing shit up and bringing stuff down and deleting people and everything else, you got bigger problems then. You literally, really do. You got the biggest problems if you cannot understand he's the one that's doing it all. And he's going, and he don't care whether he doesn't care whether we like it or not. Now I'm going to go to King James 2nd Esdras chapter 14. Because this is where we're going to start. Okay? And I'm going to start reading it and call on YAHAWAH. YAHAWAH, I'm willing you give me the Ruach HaKodesh to get through this as best as I can, because it's going to take a minute to get people to, I guess, understand something that you're doing, Father, because I don't know if they really understand that you control everything and you've already determined everything that's going to happen. So if we can't tailor our information around that in terms of how we present our participation in this, then I don't know, man. And it reads, let's start out. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me and said, Esdras, Esdras. Obviously, that's the Father, primarily, probably speaking through the voice of YAHAWAH. We understand that, because it says, in John that no one's seen the Father's shape or heard his voice. But we got to understand how translations are presented, okay? We really do. So don't get caught up in that. We know that there are individuals that have heard who are men of the Lord, Moses and various others who have the Father spoken to them. So I'm not going to go beat that up. So Esdras, okay. All right, here we go. And I said, here I am, Lord, right? And I stood upon my feet, all right? Then said he unto me in the bush, I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses. See, there you go. And talked with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to mourn of where I held him by me in a long season. Okay. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the mount, Shalaki, the mount of where I held him by me and held him by Shalaki, where I held him by me a long season. So that means he, because he had Moses, remember, up there for 40, what, like 40 days or 40 years, or 40 days, I think it was, yeah, 40 days. And he was giving him information that was necessary. Now this is a prelude to also how the information is being disseminated now at this particular time, when we're in this period right now where the Most High is, he's bringing forward the truth in a capacity where certain individuals are getting foundational information on how they're supposed to be presenting the message, the song of salvation for those that he has predetermined to wake up and receive this. Okay, so this is also in that similitude, in that fashion. So let's not get it twisted. We are operating in that fashion at this particular time. A lot of things that we go through and we deal with are very much like-minded in terms of the way that the Father is representing information that goes forward. Because I said before, prophecy is alive, okay? So that kind of brings that into it, right? Okay, he said, and I told him many wondrous things and showed him the secret of the times and the end. Did you hear that? He said, I showed him the secrets of the times, plural, multiple plurals, and the end, and commanded him, saying. So Moses was given all the information that you have, that you primarily have right now, because you have the whole book all the way to Revelation. So you got all back then, all the way up to now, and all the way to the end. So you've been told. So does that not speak of total control? Does that not speak of total control that the Father has and expounds on everything? So why not give him all the honor and accolades to that effect? Okay, all right. These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. Now, listen to that. When he bust me upside my head when I was sleeping or trying to sleep and said, get up, Northern Kingdom man, Obadiah, and get these 2 chapters and go ahead and speak them. All right, so, here I am. I gotta do it. These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. So why is he saying that you go and speak some and hide some? Well, because he's already determined that certain things would be in the fashion of type of a hidden process. Why? Because he's leading the other nations and certain other Israelites astray. What do you mean by astray? Away from what? Away from the accuracy of the truth. Because why? Because that's part of how prophecy is going to be fulfilled. There are individuals who will be bugged out, and don't get bugged out by them getting bugged out. Even ones that are close to you, that may be in your organizations, who he's getting them out. He broke up One West. He's doing these things because it's all part of the prophetic movement forward. There has to be led astray processes that are covert activities of YAHAWAH by Shem Yahushai to go in this fashion. So even the devils who are doing what they're doing are doing it under his total control. So they're allowed to do this. And this is why we're in this book of 2nd Ezra, and he got me here, okay, for this purpose to tell you. He says here, all right, he said, and these words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. And now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have shown, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. You notice, Father always deals with us through dreams. He woke me up. Yeah, I was dreaming, but he said, get up. And that's part of it. And I got up and I was a little disoriented because I'm trying to figure out why he said, get up and speak, in Esdras 14 in Isaiah chapter 45. So here I go. All right. So what am I supposed to do? Not do it? What am I supposed to do? Oh, I can't do that because that might upset some of the brethren, or that might. No, the hell with that. I'm going. What? I'm getting up. I'm doing it. That thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended. Now, this part is very important because I don't know exactly what he's saying in reference to. I know it can't be me because I'm nobody. I ain't near special in the inkling of an inkling. So I know he ain't saying that. At least that, see, that to me puts fear in a reverence to the Most High. That really puts fear in me. When I read this and he says, for thou shalt be taken away from all, with a comma. Now, am I afraid to go to the spirit world or wherever he needs me to go? No, I'm not. But it sure is an unknown understanding when if who is he talking? Is he talking to all of us? Is he talking to the selected? I'm kind of leaning that direction because I know it can't be me personally because I ain't shit. So it couldn't be me. So I'm saying, for thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth, okay? Sorry. Okay. And from henceforth, thou shalt remain with my son. Now that's the capital S and my son, YAHAWAH. Now I can take that as, he's going to separate my understanding from some of the things that are currently being provided that seem very basic or very much the norm. Most of the norm is they don't speak about the Most High himself as being the anchor of all power. They talk about my Savior, YAHAWAH, and how you got to go through YAHAWAH to get to the Father. But YAHAWAH is saying to us, he came from the Father, and everything that he can do, he got to get. He's got to make sure he's been given all power, but he's still got to go check in with the Most High and say, I come to do my Father's will. And I'm here in my Father's name. My Father is all powerful. My Father gave me power to do what he wants me to do. This is what YAHAWAH is saying. So if he's given us to his son. Now, that goes right back to the precept in John chapter 17, and you can read the whole chapter because who the Father gave to the Son, the Father had him first, and he gave him to YAHAWAH, and YAHAWAH had lost not one, and he kept him in his name and in his word. Okay, so anything else, it shouldn't matter. Right? Okay, so he says, henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee. So then that's including others. So now I feel a little more comforting that it ain't just a single thing for me. It's anyone that is understanding what I guess he's saying in this fashion. Okay, all right. Such as be like thee, or thee, others, right? Until the times be ended. Which means we ain't done yet. We ain't even close. For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. Now, we know the world has lost its youth because once the fallen state happened of this particular world system, the youth of the righteousness of the truth and the management thereof has been spread out and dispersed to all these other nations. And Jake don't have that power and authority anymore. And even though they are the rulers of, they are given rulership to a point, the scepter has to go back through the hands of Yahushua in terms of the rulership for this world, right? For the world is divided into 12 parts, 12 tribes, right? The world of Israel, right? And the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half a lot, Shalaki, and already in half of a 10th part. Now, when I hear that, that has a lot of similitudes to locations that are demographic in terms of the locations around this continent here, this North continent, that will show 10 parts of locations where they could easily have concentration camps holding on to the Northern Kingdom and Israel, because the 10th part also is a prelude to the 10 lost tribes, so to speak. They used to say that. All right, I don't know that I want to brand that, but that's what I'm hearing to some degree, right? But it says here 10 parts of it also are gone already. Now that also could mean they're gone in their mind, because boy, I tell you what, Northern Kingdom, there's a lot of, their mind is gone. The Most High just they're out there in many ways. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. The understanding which remaineth of the half of the 10th part shows a lot of similitudes to I would say sort of like what's coming into the country, because my brother Malcolm from GMS, Elder Malcolm, he used to always say that if our Northern Kingdom brothers and individuals are coming back to this continent, to this North Hemisphere continent, call it America, whatever, they're either coming back for judgment or coming back for salvation, or it could be a combination of all of it when they all start gathering here. Okay, so that's a good point in terms of half of the 10th part. Now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Setting your house in order is also your mind has to be set in order. The stability of this of your wisdom and wisdom and knowledge is the stability of your time, roughly paraphrased, meaning you should be saying and understanding and preaching and producing that the Most High himself is the stability, because he controls absolutely everything. There's no other stability but YAHAWAH Ba'Shem Yahushai. You cannot have any other level of stability. That's why you should be praising, worshiping, and praying and jumping for joy that the Most High is tearing this shit up. You should be so happy he's doing it, because that's how we get out of here. You really don't have no room to complain. You shouldn't be complaining about what he's doing at all, in any capacity. If anything, you should be saying, I understand you got the Jonah factor going on, like with Nineveh, when Jonah thought that, I ain't going to Nineveh. I don't want to go see the Ninevites because they devils, they demons, and I don't want to. No, you're going. If I have to put you in a fish, your ass is going. Don't let the Most High have to do the fish job on you. You go and participate. You are going to participate in everything he's programmed. You are. The 3 Hebrew children had to participate. Were they sure? They said what? Whether our God save us or deliver us or don't deliver us, we will not turn from worshiping, praising, and praying to him. And they still were put in the fire. Didn't get hurt, but they were still participation. They still had to go through the participation. So don't you get it twisted and think that you will not participate in everything that goes on this planet, in this world, because if you're in the flesh, you will be subject to it. How do I say that? Even if you are not scolded, missiled, burned, melted, you will know individuals that will be, that you will experience that level, even experience what happens to the devils that we talk about. You'll see them, and a lot of us, we can't wait to see the enemy go down, which is part of the course. But at the same time, everybody's going to participate if you're here in the flesh. If you ain't on the chariot, and I heard Apostle Bar and the bishop talking about the fact that, you ain't getting on a chariot in these bodies. You just won't work. It's got to be in the spirit. So the only way you're going to get it in the spiritual body. Anyway, moving forward. Now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Reprove, in other words, start letting people know that the Father's in control of absolutely everything, and everything that he is doing is already set in motion and set in stone, set in prophecy, and it will not be changed, and he's not taking it back, and he's not going to stop it just because we bitch, moan, and complain about something. He ain't doing that. So it's going to continue. Right? Reprove the people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption that are in trouble. What is trouble? When you're confused, when you start to waver a little bit because you see shit starting to happen around the time when the puppetized demons that we talk about, Esau, Edom, and the rest, are not allowed, but they're programmed to set up the process of 2025 or MOTB or chemtrail or him there, you there, this happened, terrorist that, this and that. He's puppetized to do all this because that's what the Most High is pushing forward in prophecy. So don't get shaken just because the Father is shaking it up. Time to praise, worship, and he does that. That's the level of comfort that you need to be getting when the reproving goes down. And now renounce the corruption. What corruption? The corruption that you have in your mindset, that you unsettled with the way the Father's doing everything. That's corruption. If you pissed off the way he's doing it, you got a level of damn spiritual corruption in you. Because this is the way he's bringing it down. And you don't get a vote on how it goes down. You are a participant. I'm a participant. We all in creation are the participants. And we don't get a chance to tell him we don't like the way it's being done. Or hurry up and do it faster. Who the hell do you think you are? He's doing it the way he is doing it. He already set it up before the foundation of existence. And this is what he's doing. And if you don't like it, take it up with him. But you better not come talking no shit to me. Because I'm just telling you what he busted me in my head and told me to get up and say. It's important. More than important. Let's go from the mortal thoughts, see? Cast away the burdens of man and put off now the weak nature. You're supposed to be part of the Most High's strong hand, his stronghold, the Most High stronghold. I see a lot of the fist in the air. I see a lot of the brothers doing the power and talking about spiritual power. Well, you're being weak and shit if you got a problem with the way he's tearing stuff up. Can't have both. Don't tell me you got a fist, but on the other side, you got a bent wrist. Which one is it? You got the fist and the strength and the faith because he didn't give you the spirit of fear, or you got a bent wrist and you need a purse so you can carry it with your bent wrist. Which is it? So go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, and put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. Don't be all pissed off and, oh man, the Most High, he got these devils going to take all the stuff away from us and we're going to get this and that and he's going to do this. Yeah, you sound freaking weak. That's what you sound like. He's doing everything. He's doing it. He's actually, he even says, I won't make a full end of all of Israel, but I will punish you in measure. Isn't that in the scripture? So you got to deal with some of this. Stop bitching about it. Really. Right? And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Haste, let's read that. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, comma, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Look, brothers been telling you about Jacob's trouble, been telling you, I've been telling you, the Most High been telling you. You ain't had, nothing ain't happened to you really yet. I remember I was listening to Elder Manaf Zakbai when he was talking about, he says, look, y'all ain't, what y'all worried about? Because y'all still get a chance to go out and buy food, get gas in your car, play with your he's like, play with your PlayStation, go up and around with you and your family out to dinner or whatever you want to do. You're able to do all these things, right? So while you're not in Jacob, you're not seeing no trouble, no real trouble yet. No one has sacrificed by severe blood yet. Now, I ain't gonna say there ain't been some sacrifices. I was listening to Elder Yashwam. He was talking about, that there's a factor that, individuals are going through stuff. The men of the Lord are going through stuff. Elder Ariel out of Texas was talking about that too. He said, look, we go through a lot of stuff, a lot of infirmities and illnesses and things like that. He talking about the change of time that Most High allowed puppetized Esau to bring in daylight savings time. It was a good lesson he brought out in reference to that, and who the perpetrators that were puppetized to do that part of it. We're not going to digress, but I'm just saying, you got to go through stuff. This is the nature of being here and serving the Most High. What did the YAHAWAH go through? I ain't going to go into a digress, but I said it before. How did all the rest of the disciples and the apostles get out of here? How did they get out of here? Did anybody get out of here all comfort, laid back in their easy chair with, a glass of yayin in the hand, with a whole thing of grapes over here, or a plate of grapes and oranges and fruits, and say, yeah, I'm going to just transition back to the Most High just like this here. Woo! No. Everybody that got out of here or was brought out of here, man, it's like the wrath of the Most High deleted them, which is true. So what makes us any special? We got to understand, we have to embrace what he's doing, because you can't change it. There's nothing you can do about it. So why complain? Okay, continuing. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And it has to, because this is a fallen state, and this is the way it has to go. Okay? Continuing. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard. Right? And leasing is hard, for now hasteneth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. Then answered I before thee, and said, Behold, YAHAWAH, or behold, Lord, I will go as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present, but they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them? In other words, who's going to give them information and knowledge to say, look, you're brought into the world. This is what's going on right now. How are we supposed to tell them how to act, right? Who else will admonish them? ? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. And why is they dwelt in darkness? Because the Father has deliberately set up a led astray process for the rest of the nations of the world, but not for the chosen people and the selected elected, okay? For thy law is burnt, therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the work that shall begin, right? And that's a prelude to the fact that we're getting to the point of the books that are being written by 5 scribes and Esdras, and then at that particular time, they're going to be delivered to who? And we're going to get to that. Okay? He says, but I have found, Shalaki, grace before thee. Have you found grace before the Most High? Send the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, unto me, and I shall write all that hath been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in thy law, that men may find the path. Get the clues, y'all. Find the path, get the clues, right? And that they which will live in the latter days may live. So now we're in the latter days, and you got to pick up the clues for the path so that you can move in that direction, so that you will know that the Most High is doing everything, and you give him his credence for it. You give him his honor, all the honor. You give him all the glory. You give him all the sovereign praise. This is what he wants. This is why every little thing that you need to do, you need to be bringing it to the Most High in a fashion of praise, worship, and pray, because that's what he's taking us to. He's going to take us to that point where we have to depend on him for every inkling of every little thing that has ever happened and it will ever exist, and anything that's going on in this entire time that we're here in this end time on forward. Okay? 333, baby. Come on, let's do it. Right? All right. And he answered me, saying, go thy way, gather the people together, and say unto them that they seek thee not for 40 days. Now, why 40 days? What is 40? 40 is probation. 40 is probation. If you're on probation, okay, that means things were going in a certain fashion, all right? And then at some point, you messed up the clues. Your participation became corrupted because you didn't pick up the clues in order to follow through, so you wouldn't get your asses put on probation. Which means the process of prophecy is still going, but you're on probation while the process is going. You're on 40-day probation while the process of prophecy is still moving. You ain't stopping that. Okay? Let's go. All right. Not for 40 days. He says here, I'll read that one again. And he answered me, saying, go thy way, gather the people together. In other words, talk to them and get them in line with knowing that I control everything. And say unto them, seek thee not for 40 days, but look thou, Shalaki, but look thou, prepare thee many box trees, all right? And take with thee Sariah, Debria, Salema, Echonos, and Aziel, these 5 which are ready to write swiftly. These are the 5 scribes, and the box trees have to deal with the fact that you got to have something to write on. You ever heard of papyrus? You have to make something to formally write something on. All right, box trees seem to be the line of what we're going to be using. Right? All right, write swiftly. And come hither, and I shall light a candle of understanding in thine heart, okay, which shall not be put out till the things be performed which thou shalt begin to write. So when he lights a candle in your heart, what he's saying is, YAHAWAH is being put in the presence of the knowledge that's going to be welled up in you. All right? Ain't nothing jumping on no damn body. Welled up in you. And when you get that knowledge welled up in you, you're going to have the unction to be able to write what is the Father presenting in your heart, right? Okay, let's get it. And when thou hast done some things, right? And when thou hast done some things, shalt thou publish, and some things shalt thou show secretly to the wise. Tomorrow, this hour shalt thou begin to write. So he's told you that there's going to be some covert activity. in terms of what information is going to be presented. And it's not going to be for everyone. So it's going to be set so it can only be disseminated and distributed, as well as made known to individuals. And he's gonna bring you to this. Okay, we're still going. Keep going. And then went I forth as he commanded, and gathered all the people together, and said, "Hear these words, O Israel." Now, is he talking to any other nations of the world or anyone else? No. Because everybody of Israel ain't all of Israel. Even the ones that claim to be of Israel, they're spiritually blocked. So they don't know what's going on. So you're going to talk to the ones that are supposed to be receiving this. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt, from whence they were delivered, and received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. This is what we're seeing right now. This is an end time message to everyone that doesn't seem to understand where the power is controlling what is being controlled. Then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot. But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. See, this is still a prelude and a similitude to the fact that we're just not very good clue solvers. He's giving information on how to go through this. He's even telling you that he controls everything, and that he, in Jeremiah 29:11, that he has peace and safety for you, and you have an expected end that's going to be good. Why can't you get that clue? You think he does everything the Father says? He's so very sovereignly intentional of the highest the highest possible degree, and when he says it, he means it. And for as much as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time, the thing that he had given you, and now are ye had here and your brethren among you. So this is end time. This is what he's dealing with you on, okay? 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding. Now, this is what it's about. Can you really subdue your own understanding? The participation that the Father is presenting you in puts you in the light of being able to do that. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. See? So when you obtain mercy, he's going to show you a level of love that you can't even imagine. You're only getting less than smidgens of it here. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Remember, he said in 2nd Ezra, you need to concentrate on what. Don't worry about how the wicked's going to be punished, because everything's already been determined. But concern yourself on how to address the righteous. In other words, how to be an accurate what? A participant. When you participate right, and you're showing your light, and you're out there, they see your participation. And so now you're showing the righteous how to participate in the program that they are supposed to be under, those that are selected, and then you will operate correctly. Are you a participant that is actually showing the light of the truth? Or are you whiny and complaining about the way the Father's taking everything down? Which participant are you? Okay? Let no man therefore come unto me to me now, for nor seek me after these 40 days. So I took the 5 men as he commanded me, and we went into the field, which is the world, and remained there, right? And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Esdras, open thy mouth and drink that I give thee to drink. Okay, so the Most High now is going to go ahead and give him some of that part of life, that understanding that wells up in him, that he spoke about, that candle that he's going to put in him to light up his heart with understanding. And now he's going to give you some of the yayin of truth. When you get the yayin of the spiritual truth and it wells up in your spirit in the way that it does, you will confess that the Father is in control of absolutely everything and put YAHAWAH in managerial capacity of all that the Father invented and then YAHAWAH and angels built. You will have this understanding. Now, he said, thy mouth and drink that I give thee to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, not a half of it, not a part of it, but a full cup, which was full as it were with water, but the color of it was like fire. See that? We're talking about getting filled up with a full cup of the Ruach HaKodesh. The Ruach HaKodesh. Getting filled up with the whole cup. And I took it and drank it. And when I had drunk it, my heart uttered understanding. Does your heart utter understanding when you drink of the cup of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushai? That full cup of that yayin that look like fire in the cup? Do you really get it? Do you really sit back and say, you know what? My Heavenly Father is controlling everything that goes on. He always does, and he don't miss a single beat. And whatever he does, I'm going to praise, worship, and pray. Praise, worship, and pray. He get it done and do it to death. And I ain't going to complain about nothing. I ain't got to pop the piss and complain in, because he's doing it all perfectly. Everything. And I took it and I drank it. And when I had drunk it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast. For my spirit strengthened my memory. See, now he's bringing you back to the fact, the foundation of the world, before the world. And he's showing you now what he put in your spirit. If you're a selected elected, he put that in your spirit. Case in point, we were all, a lot of us looked at that lesson that came out by the brother. I don't remember exactly who he was, but he put it out about the man who, it was a young man who had got shot up, and a Jake angel showed up. Think about it. This dude talked about, he said, I'm a nigga. I got tattoos all over me. I'm all this and that, and I'm all in the world, and I got shot up, and I'm holding on to this white lady hand, and this situation was going down, and I didn't want her to hold my hand, and I kept trying to get up. And I couldn't get up, and I couldn't talk. And then all of a sudden, I was about, going to surgery, whatever. And the angel showed up. Afro, beard, dark skin. Now think about that. This is a nigga. What we call one. Normally say about him is what? He ain't in the truth. He ain't the elect. Au contraire, my friend. How many of us had an angel of the Lord, a Jake, with a beard, afro, dark skin, all white, show up to you, not only in trouble, but at any given time? I haven't had that. Have you? And I'm talking about show up to you personally. Now we know angels showed up to the camps. They do that when everybody's together. But that's par for the course for the fact that you out there teaching the truth in the word when an angel shows up. And who do they show up to? There ain't many that they show up to. There's a select group that they show up to. I've heard in Great Millstone they show up for them. I ain't never heard none of the other camps, the Sakaris or the IUICs or anybody else. I ain't never heard none of them say, a Jake Angel with afro and a beard showed up for them and assured them something about what they were doing. But not to digress, back to that nigga, that man that he called himself a nigga. What did he say? This Jake Angel showed up and told him he was going to be all right. Now, think about this. If you really have that cup that's full of the yang of look like fire and you understanding, can you understand this? We could possibly say, or would we say he is or isn't the elect? He wasn't teaching no truth. He wasn't bringing out no scriptures. He wasn't doing any of that. But an angel from YAHAWAH, Hashem Yahushai, showed up to this young man, this man, when he was shot up, tattooed up, probably looked like hell. He could inevitably be an elect. All the signs are there. Why else would that Jake Angel, that righteous afro-wearing beard, powerful in all white show up for this man? See, you never can tell who might just be the elect just because they're not performing in the capacity at the moment. Because the Father said in his word that there will be many that will wake up at the end during this time. That's what I'm saying. He's all powerful. Can't get around that. And the highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night, and were told, which they knew not. See? And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day and at the night, and they ate bread. Now, they sat for 40 days with the scriptures, with the truth. Now, a straight 40 days, a straight probation period, a straight 40 days. Think about this. You think any of us today could sit for 40 days and just write exactly what YAHAWAH Hashem Yahushua tells us to write? Right now. Man, I don't even know if any of us could sit for 2 days and write stuff. I don't know, maybe not even a day. But 40 days straight and just eat the bread, the water. That's what he said. And it says here, and they knew not, and they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. As for me, Esdras, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. So Ezra was speaking in the day and in the night. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books. Where they at? So if you got 24 books held back, set out, and you got 70 books held back, and they hid 14. So you add the 94 together, and take out the 14 and give you 66 books left, and they're distributed to who? Let's read. And it came to pass when the 40 days were filled that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. This is what we are experiencing at present right now. The worthy and the unworthy have the same books. And what's going on is the Most High has said, I'm not going to allow, but I'm going to do it. Ain't no allowing. Because anytime you say allow, Is there someone above him? Is there someone above the Most High? Now, the Most High allows YAHAWAH to do things, right? He gave him authority, but he allowed. So if I give you authority, I'm allowing you to do stuff. Okay. Now, Esau's puppetized. So the Most High set forth authority for YAHAWAH to puppetize Esau with the books he has, because we know that the information that we're now looking at and using, the Most High had Esau puppetized, and he took some of the information and he inverted, he converted, he infiltrated, and he put things in that have to be filtered and disseminated, and that's what we do now. We filter and we disseminate information from the books that were given to the worthy and the unworthy, and we have to translate the mistranslations to a capacity. Nothing's wrong. It's just that when you try to add or take away, it has to be filtered. Same thing for individuals who say things that they don't and can't prove in the scriptures yet. Don't do that. That's that worthy and unworthy book manipulation that the Most High controls. Because why? Because he's leading individuals astray. Okay, so you say, well, oh, wait a minute now. Are you talking about what? Say what? And it came to pass when 40 days were fulfilled that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, published openly, that the worthy and the unworthy may read it. Now, when the worthy and unworthy are reading it, they both are witnessing a level of led astray activity, because there's hidden messages. Apostles always say that there's the word has what they say, there's dark sayings in the word, hidden sayings that have to be filtered out, and they have to be translated in the right way with the right individuals under the Ruach HaKodesh. And if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in you, if you're still spouting off JC, Jesus Christ, Lord and Christ, and Most High Christ, you cannot disseminate the truth in the books that are given to the worthy and the unworthy. It's just not possible, because you're not given that level. You're spiritually blocked from that level, so you won't be able to do it. So the worthy and the unworthy got the first 24. Okay, let's put it that way. All right, because we got to break down all of the books of that. But there's still a lot of books out there. So I'm not going to dive into what's under the Vatican. I don't know. I ain't been there. I ain't seen it. But I know there's some things that the Father will reveal in the time and the cycle he wants to. And that's how that's going to go. Okay, so, but keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. Now, how do you become wise among people? Well, being wise among the people is very simple. That means that you have to accept the foundational truth that the Father is in control of absolutely everything, and you must proclaim it and disclaim it when people don't show it or say it or produce it. Proclaim it, disclaim it, and let people know that you understand, being the wise, that the foundational control of absolutely everything is anchored to the Most High and attached, and the Most High Son, YAHAWAH, has the reins of those attachments, and he's controlling it all for the Father with all of creation and the angels. And if you don't have that level of foundation, then you cannot be the wise in order to deal with the 70 books that are going and being open and distributed to those individuals that are breaking this information down. Okay? And it says here, wise among the people, but keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people, for in them is the spring of understanding and the fountain of wisdom and the stream of knowledge. Now, if you don't drink from all of those areas, the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge, if you're not drinking from that, which is what was in the cup that had the color of fire, but was filled to the top like water. If you're not drinking from that, then what are you drinking from? What are you drinking from then? If you're not drinking from that, you cannot be drinking from the accuracy of the truth, because if you're spewing out Jesus Christ and all this other stuff and Yahwehs and Yeshuas and Yeshuas and all this, that's not drinking from the spring of life or from the stream of life. You're not drinking from any of that. You can't be. Now we're going to now to Isaiah chapter 45 in King James Bible, and we're going to bring that out, okay? Because thus saith the Lord that we do. Thus saith YAHAWAH. This was the other one that the Most High had me to bring out that we have to read, okay? So you're going to bear with me on this, all right? And then we're going to, we'll be able to finish up here. So stay with me. Stay with me. All right. Ooh, all right. Isaiah chapter 45. We use a lot of scriptures from here, and we're going to get in it, and we're going to go through it. So stay with me. If you can hang, you can hang. If you can't, you can. This is what the Father told me to speak this until I get to the next lesson that he wants me to do tomorrow at some point. We'll see, right? All right. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed. Now he says here to his anointed, which of course he's speaking to Cyrus. Remember that? Remember Cyrus and Darius? Individuals who were part of Babylonian captivity, and as we come out of the Persian Medes captivity and then go into build the second temple and what we're supposed to do, another portion of what Ezra was involved in. You see why he kind of took me in this direction? Stay with me. Whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him, and I will loose his loins of kings to open before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut. Okay, so the Most High is showing you that he's controlling this Persian king, and he called him an anointed individual. Right now, why? You're going, oh my God, he's a Persian heathen king. How could he be anointed? Because the Father is in control of absolutely everything he created, and he has total control of everyone he created for the purpose he did. I say this over and over again. All of the nations that he created that aren't the chosen nations still have individuals that he put an anointing on. He had a covenant with them to do specific things that are programmed before the foundation of the world. They are already predetermined through prophecy to perform these functions. In Daniel, there's multitudes of things where he's dealt with heathens and individuals. Nebuchadnezzar, Belteshazzar. He used in his power in order to get these individuals to perform the areas of prophecy that move forward. And you can't question it at all. Continuing. And I will loose the loins of the kings to open up before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight, and I will break in pieces the gates of the brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. Most High is not playing. He's getting it all done. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of the secret places, that thou mayest know that I, YAHAWAH, which call thee by thy name, am power of Israel. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So, we read this all the time, but I don't think we really get the magnitude of what he's saying. the whole time the Father is telling you, Jacob, my servant, for Jacob, my servant, he's telling you that I'm controlling. You already pre-programmed on everything you're going to do. Everything you're going to do is already predetermined. Pick up the clues and follow my lead is what the Father, through Ba'ashem YAHAWAH, is telling you. Pick it up and follow. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, thou hast not known me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Why he keeps saying that? Because if you know him, you'll tell everybody that he's in control of absolutely everything all the time in every capacity. If you're not telling people that, how do you really know him? That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west, that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I form the light. We always read this one. I form the light. I create darkness. I make peace, and I create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. I, the Lord, do all these things. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down. See, he's controlling and he's telling. Pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, Yahweh, have created it. He invented it. Okay? Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Do you strive with the Father because of the way he's tearing this shit down? Think about it. Look in the mirror and see if you got any complaints. Are you striving with him because of the way that he's got puppetized devils doing the shit they're doing? Are you complaining about it? Does that bother you? Why don't you praise and worship and pray to him, and praise and worship and pray to him, so when the shit start happening, you continue to praise and worship and pray, and praise and worship and pray, and praise and worship and pray? Because why? You glad that he's doing this. This is what it's about. Are you striving with him? Shit. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say unto him that fashioned it, what makest thou? For thy work hath no hands. Woe unto him that saith unto his father, what begettest thou? Question. Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Question. Thus saith Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, and his maker. Ask me of things to come concerning my sons and concerning the work of my hands. Command ye me. You know what? Are you going to complain that he made people bugged out the way that they are? I mean, really? I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts have I commanded. I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. How many? I will direct all his ways. Did he leave anything out? All his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives. He's talking about Cyrus. Not for price nor reward, saith Yahweh of hosts. Thus saith Yahweh, the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. They shall come after thee in chains, and they shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely Yahweh is in thee, and there is none else. There is no power. Right? Surely power is in thee. Verily thou art a power that hidest thyself, O power of Israel. The Savior, they shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together. that are makers of idols. Is that what you're doing? Is that who you are? I need that. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. It is such a pleasure to read all of the chapter that includes that information right there. For thus saith Yahweh, that created the heavens, power himself that formed the earth and made it. He hath established it. He created it not in vain. See, not in vain. For he formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed, Shalaki. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. So you're not supposed to seek him in no name of no Jesus Christ or no whatever else, Yahweh or what. That's in vain. That's breaking the commandment. I, Yahweh, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Assemble yourselves and come, draw near together, ye that are escaped of the nations. They have no knowledge that set up the wood of their graven images and pray unto a God that cannot save. This is what the Most High keeps telling everybody. Stop. Tell ye and bring them near, yea, let them take counsel together, who hath declared this from ancient time. See, he's telling you all the way back from the beginning, I've already taken care of all of this. Who have told it from that time? Have not I, Yahweh, and there is no power else beside me, me a just power and a savior. There is none beside me. Look unto me and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am Yahweh, I am power, and there is none else. I have sworn by myself, the word is gone out of my mouth in righteousness, and shall not return that unto me. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear. You hear what the Most High is saying? Surely shall one say, Yahweh, have I righteousness and strength, even to him shall men come, and all that are licensed or incensed against him shall be ashamed. In Yahweh shall all the seed of Israel be justified and shall glory. Most High had me read, speak these two, because he put spirit in those individuals that have, they can't, like in second Esdras, when Esdras and the five scribes, there's no way that they can not do what he commanded them to do. He put the spirit in a multitude of us that we know when he commands us to do something. It has nothing to do with who you with, who you're not with, who you work with, work for, what organization, what camp, or whatever process you're involved in. He controls everything. And when he says he wants something done, we got to do it. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice anyway. Nobody does. this was something that he knocked me upside my head out of bed and said, get up and get ready and speak these 2 chapters. Speak them. Speak these 2 chapters. Get them out, because they don't understand how much control I have, that I've already set everything in motion, and it's not going to turn around. It's not going to turn away. And he really does not worry or concern himself about how much we don't like what or the way he's doing this. It's not that. It's not personal like that. It's not. You got to get foundational in things. Every time he pounds on me, he did when he got me today when I was sleeping, and the dream came over to me about a foundational anchor that the Father is, and that how he is allowing YAHAWAH to grab a hold of those tethers that are anchored to him, and do these things that he's doing. But when he's doing them, he looks back at the Most High YAHAWAH. He looks back at the Father. He looks back. This one right here, YAHWAH. He looks back at the Father when he's holding on to those tethers, those anchor ropes. You know, that's dangerous, man. I mean, I was looking at a clip of these big, these tankers, these ocean tankers that carry all those containers and everything and all that. And they're huge, and they have these real big ropes, these mooring ropes that are attached to these big old things on the dock. Where the foundation, where they come in and they anchor, and then they put them on. They put them on there, and they're holding back this big, huge tanker that's got all this stuff and everything on it, and it's like holding this thing from floating or going back out into the ocean, right? And man, those ropes, they are so super freaking tight, man, that you can see. And they got a couple of them that are attached to this big giant ship, right? And sometimes they pop off, wow, they bust off. And they were talking about if one of those things were to bust off and explode and bust off and hit you, it would kill you instantly. It would almost disintegrate you in terms of your body, in terms of yourself. And I was thinking about that, and I had like a dream about that. I was like, dang, look at these ropes that are holding on to this tanker. And that, but they're anchored to the foundation, right? And then they're attached, those tethers are attached to YAHWAH, to him, and he's doing all this work for the Father and through prophecy. And boy, the strain on those tethers, on those ropes is it's immense, man. And the Father is like, he's the foundation that's holding it back, and he don't move. He don't move. And them tethers are attached to him, and then YAHWAH's got them attached to him, and then they're attached to everything. And man, his creation is pulling, and the Father's tearing stuff down. Those ropes are tightening on them ships. And sometimes they pop off, boy. Woo, man, I'm trying to tell you. And Father being the anchor, I was also, the dream came at me when I was talking about it, where, the big giant chain that they use to hold them, those big tankers in the water that got that anchor on the bottom of it, and then they drop it. And when they go, they take that big old sledgehammer, right? And they go up to it, and then they hit it like, wow! And then that rope their whole chain starts, and it goes out in the water. And they said, if you get near that chain, man, that thing would kill you instantly, man. And it goes down into the ocean floor. And then that big ass anchor just locks into the water. I mean, into the ground, into the ocean bottom, the floor of the ocean bottom, and it holds that big old tanker on that big old chain and that anchor, and it don't go nowhere. This is what we're talking about, man. The Father is the anchor of the power, man, and all the stuff that's going on, he holds it all under control. And YAHAWAH is managing that process, and he got those reins, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. We don't give that justice in terms of our conversation, in terms of what we bring out. There's nothing that you should ever, ever be afraid to speak on in reference to being a participant in the fact that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is in control. The Father's in control of absolutely everything through His Son. I mean, you can't. There's no way you can't speak enough about that. That's where ruling well is beyond what we can imagine. And he got me up, told me to get my ass up and get this information out right now to settle the mind. Your mind, listen, your mind and your spirit, knowing that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and that the Father has already predetermined everything that's going to happen and everything that can happen. Everyone that is already pre-selected to be the selected elected, those that are already predetermined to be the 2/3, those that are predetermined to be, the heathens, and those that are going to get spiritual power, those that are going to participate in taking down the other nations, building up things, managing this and that. It's already been all set up. It's all done. It's all done. And we should be elated. We should be so happy that He's tearing everything up the way He is and using His perfect destructive whipping stick that He uses to do it. He wants us to depend on Him for everything. Every little thing. All the time. And you should be comfortable with that. You should, when stuff happens, when shit hit the fan, when shit goes down, you should be saying, if you're in the position, you should be saying, hey, whoa, look at that. This is what the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is doing now. Look what the Father's doing now through Yahushua and the angels. Wow, look at that. Look at what He's doing to this situation. Whoa, okay. I am so glad I can see it and don't have to be it. But hey, if I have to be it, that's what He determined. But think about it. This is what you should be elated over. Not upset. Not, oh man, I'll tell you, boy, Esau about to come get y'all. Boy, Massa about to come roll on you. No, man. No. There's one power. There's one anchor power, Father Yahweh, and His Son controls, given control of the power of Yahweh. He's the one that's been given control of that. There's not two almighty powers fighting against each other to get control of everything. That ain't happening. In 2nd Esdras, it tells you to get straight, reprove the people and get their mind right. In Isaiah, he's telling you, I and me alone, I and there's none beside me. He's not disqualifying Yahushua. Yahushua came from Him. He spoke Him into existence. He carved Yahushua right out of His essence and His power. They're not the same. But I'm going to tell you one thing. You can claim that the power is Yahweh. And the Son is given the power. All control is under Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Kol Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Bashim Kakudash Water Yahweh Water Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Shalaki Yahweh for my sins as I cry. Babakashai Yahweh for a pardon all the time. Babakashai Yahweh for your mercy as I cry. Barakatha Yahweh for the akim that you supply. Barakatha Yahweh for the akim that you supply. The water Yahweh for Yahweh that comply. Kolo Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Yahushua.